Hey kids, I've been promising this video for a couple of weeks now, and here it is. Basics of slide guitar work. Here we go. I'm using a brass slide. I generally use metal slides over glass slides these days. The basics on those two, we have a glass slide right here. Little warmer sound with the glass, and I'm going to cover some alternate tunings as well. So we'll jump right in. We've got my Reno Fin Telly. I'm using that in standard tuning. We have another Telecaster in open E tuning, and we also have Les Paul in open G tuning. All guitars are tuned down a half step because that's what I use. We're going to listen to some cleans and dirties. The cleans are being supplied by my Fender Blues Deluxe reissue. The dirties are coming from my B52 AT112. And let's cover some basics of slide. First of all, tone. I'm just going to do a simple run, dirty. Give you a little estimate here. Now with the glass. Little warmer sound. The problem with glass is, you drop it, it breaks. You know, you can drop the brass over and over, no big deal, right? So we're going to go back to the metal because I'm a klutz. Also, what finger do you wear a slide on? Well, I started using pinky finger for slide. That way if I still need to, hit a chord, I can. Ooh, a little loud too. Whatever. So anyways, yes. Open or regular standard tuning. Basically, the keys to slide work is you're going to want to have the slide directly over the fret and not angled. Like, here's how to tune. A lot of times I find I just slide in over the fret. Like, for instance, well, we've got a lot of reverb on that. Turn down the reverb just a touch. So, basically, for doing slide, lead, and standard tuning, you're going to follow your standard scales, but just rather than go pretty straightforward. And again, make sure you keep the slide perpendicular to the strings, aka parallel or directly over your fret. You shouldn't have too much of a problem. Again, honestly, I only use slide once in standard tuning. We do here. You know, Rocky Mountain Way, right? So Richie will start out with that now. Really basic, you know, and then when it comes up the A, just... Alright. Really basic. I already realized we're like 4 minutes into this video. So, we're just gonna unplug this one. We're gonna go with now generally what I use for slide. Unfortunately, if you hear some slapping across the frets, I'll be honest, none of my guitars are set up for slide. I just try to keep a really light touch. So now we're switching over to my Mexican Telly in. Oh, why do we have no signal? There, we got signal all of a sudden. Open G tuning. So basically, standard tuning, you're more or less tuning it to an A chord. So you're going to take your A string, tune it from A down to G. You're going to take your E string, tune it down to D. Your other E string, turn it down to D. So basically you're going to pretty much ignore your low E string and you basically play it as a 5 string. Tuning Most people know the tuning, basically Rolling Stones. You know, I use it. I use this tuning when we do Bohemian. Oh, is it Bohemian Like Me, Bohemian Like You, Dandy Warhols. This isn't an open G tuning. This is an open E tuning. So guess what? We're gonna switch off this one. Wow, I'm batting 1,000. Sorry about that, folks. Here we go. So we're gonna use the trusty Fibson. Also use this tuning, we cover REM's Man on the Moon. It's just basically C and D back and forth, so I go. Pretty straightforward. A lot of people use open G. This is actually open F sharp because, again, tune down half a step. And basically, you know, if you know your scales, it's the same thing. I find I do a lot of that. Slide up 2 frets, hit the next string under it. Pretty straightforward. What else? Great tuning for a lot of Zeppelin stuff too. Zeppelin did a lot of open G stuff. But something else I should mention. Muting behind the fret. Or behind the slide. You'll hear all that resonance. Whereas if you mute behind it, that way you're only ringing in front of the slide, not behind. Whereas you get all that resonance. I use both depending on what song. Yeah. Moving on. Open E tuning, which is essentially, stay. Now we can go to the Mexican tone. So, basically you got your standard tuning. Watch live now. Apparently Johnny Beane is live. Isn't that nice? There we are. Moving on. Open E tuning. What's open E? Also open D, same tuning. Basically what you're doing is you're taking your standard tuning and you're going to turn it into your E chord, E bar chord. So you're going to tune your A up to B, you're going to tune your D up to E, and you're going to tune your G up to G sharp. Again, I'm down half a step. Need a new patch cable apparently. This tuning, very popular. Let me think. Joe Walsh used it a lot. Dwayne Allman. Unfortunately, I know 0 Allman Brothers licks, but shoot. Pretty basic stuff, folks. Again, always make sure, the biggest thing to remember when playing with slide, whether it's open tuning, what have you, is make sure that slide is directly over the fret. Otherwise, you're going to be flat or sharp, just like a fretless instrument. Pretty straightforward like that. It takes a little getting used to. You really don't have to press very hard at all. Again, like most people will raise your action up a bit for slide work because they have a heavier feel than I do. I've just been rather fortunate. And I almost think it's due to hesitant playing. I never press really hard. So there you go, folks. I never claimed to be a master at slide. I know just enough to get by gigging. Other than that, like I said, the title of the video, Slide Basic 101 or Basics 101. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. So we tried it standard tuning, we tried it in open G, we tried it in open E. Try them all, folks. And let me know in the comments down below if you play slide. If this was at all helpful, thank you. I appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, ring that bell so you're notified next time we put up some content. Check out the links down below. There's some cool other channels down there as well. Want you guys to have an awesome day. Be good to each other. Peace and rock on. Cheers, folks.